If you're watching this reading, you've been called here for a reason. Likely you are experiencing a little bit of delay or confusion or uncertainty in your life in some area, whether it's in career or love or both. You could be going through some sort of health issue for some reason, I'm being told. You could be going through also financial issues or concerns, and you could be worried about whether you are going to be able to make it through in your current circumstances. Okay, there could be some concern there, or whether you can be authentic within yourself and your soul purpose and also still make it through or survive. So I'm being told if you're watching this, okay, and if you're not resonating, if you don't resonate with this, listen to your gut and click off this video. Do yourself a favor. This will be a specific reading for a specific collective, so just be true to yourself. You don't do me a favor, even though I'd love it and appreciate it. Don't do me a favor and stick around if you're not resonating. This is just for certain people. But anyways, the issues of survival and money and your purpose are in conflict here. Okay, so you might be in a period of self-reflection, and you're wondering, okay, can I really do right now what I want to do, where I want to go, and be who I want to be, but also still make money to pay the bills and be practical and things like that. There's a big, I see it. The guides are showing me like a big shift happening here, right? But it's a painful shift, so to speak. It's a little bit grindy, it feels like it's grinding through, right? Like painfully grinding through, shifting from kind of quote unquote just doing things for survival specifically into, right, doing things that will allow you to survive, but also allow you to do what you're here to do, right? Or feel fulfilling, really, is what Spirit wants us to get to, God wants us to get to, is how do we become fulfilling? If you're new to this channel, by the way, welcome. My name is Brandon Tobias. I'm a psychic intuitive tarot reader for the true love journey, generally speaking, for the collective, for our soul purposes, and also an astrologer and a coach. I'm not doing any services right now, but you can always check my website, brandontobias.com, for updates, and be sure to subscribe if you want. Random but spiritually guided updates for your life in the way that this is structured, and much more. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. This will be a reading for today for the collective, this moment in time. That was just a general update here, kind of as a way Spirit is saying to alert you if you are meant for this reading, if you're meant for this channel, if you are part of the collective that I speak to. I do speak to a very specific part of the collective, generally speaking. I also talk a lot about the twin soul journey. I talk about that and the soulmate journey and karmic journey and twin flame stuff and all that stuff. So if you're interested in any of that and you want to understand the science, the logic, the practicality, how it actually works, and generally the spirit, the science of spirituality, that's why I'm here in a nutshell. But let's go ahead and get into the messages and see what we all need to know at this moment in time. I had such a strong feeling that this card was going to come out. The Hierophant. It's such a special card to me. I love it. And I feel really called to say that this collective right now, if you're watching, you're being called to focus on King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, your spiritual mission. Okay. And you're meant to be saying, what is that number one? How can I get really deeply aligned with that number two? And number three, practically speaking, how can I make that work in conjunction with paying the bills? Okay. There has to be an alignment. What I'm being told to tell you. Okay. And this reading is meant to click. It's going to turn all the dials. Not all of it's going to hit and make sense all at once, but it's going to hit your body and take time to digest, is what I'm being told, so that eventually you'll like remember a certain phrase Spirit said during this reading and be like, okay, yes, it all clicks. So just know that that's going to happen. This is also a timeless reading. So you're being called to focus on your spiritual mission, but here's the key. In order to, in this world, at this time, in this society, even if we don't like it, we have to find a way to make our mission work alongside our need to survive and our need to live a good life, okay, with access to clean water, good food, good shelter, okay, and pay our bills, essentially, okay? So if you're born, okay, and again, you may be a soul that doesn't like this. You may be a soul that's resisting this, and that's okay. That's my job here, is to speak to those souls and say, you might say, Brandon, I I just want to do my mission. I don't want to have to worry about money. I don't want to have to worry about bills. I don't want, okay, I understand. Okay. But those of us born in this timeline, in this time frame on earth, okay, it's not separate from, it's part of our duty, it's part of our responsibility to learn to balance both, right? More so than balance both is to integrate both, okay? We are part of the generation. Here's the gift. That's the downside is we have to do that. If you were born, I don't know, 2,000 years ago, you'd have different issues, but maybe bills didn't exist then, so you wouldn't. Okay, I have no idea. But just generally speaking, you might have to go shove some rocks into your doorway, practically speaking, to protect yourself from dinosaurs. If dinosaurs were even born then, I have no idea. But you wouldn't have a water bill to pay, okay? So, but in this timeline, we do. We have water bills, we have food bills, etc., utilities and rent and all that stuff. So we have to find, my point is, Spirit's point is, we have to find a way to integrate that into your mission as a baseline foundation and bring that up and through, right? And in plain speak, learn how to make money and survive with your mission, okay? That's easier said than done, but it's very possible. You can take a look at this channel, my Instagram, my TikTok. Okay, you can look at all my links. You can look on my website. You can take a look just as one example as how I've made that work. I used to be in corporate. I used to work as a health practitioner, not a doctor or anything like that, but a professional health practitioner at a high-tech bioscience health laboratory. It's a very new age kind of health science stuff. Anyways, and I transitioned into this full time, not because I was chose it, but because that's just where God wanted me to be in my destiny. And it just happened around COVID, the transition. Anyways, Spirit has led me here. I've just kind of trusted the way and taken those steps. Chances are, if you're watching this, you're in the same boat or you're going along the same trajectory. You have a spiritual mission here on earth you're meant to fulfill. Maybe you have a corporate background. Maybe you've had a lot of success in that corporate background. Maybe you come from a background and a lot of people around you who are very, very, very practically minded or can't or don't know much about spirituality. Really, I'm speaking, I feel, to the bridge generation. So a generation who, what do you know, combines practicality, King of Swords, with spirituality, the Hierophant. I don't know if the Hierophant can say spirituality, but anyways, we're meant to speak. If you're watching this, you're meant to speak out to the masses or help people, generally speaking, even if it's not masses of people, but help people, generally speaking, to practically align or practically understand, maybe new truths about themselves or the world or relationships or some area of life that you're called to or you're specialized in, okay? You're the bridge between the woo-woo. There's the Queen of Swords, yeah. Queen of Swords, Six of Swords with the Empress here, okay? Part of your current journey is learning your self-worthiness, okay? So you might be in a current situation in your life. It could involve a relationship. It doesn't have to. Many of you who follow my channel might be looking or involved in love, or love is directly related to your progression within career, and so that's great. Some of you may not be. That's fine. But my point is, in life now, you're in a situation, whether it's being taught to you through a relationship or through a person or not, to love yourself enough to realize how powerful you are, okay? To appreciate yourself and love yourself, to realize how amazingly powerful you are. And you would not have made it this far, dear viewer, if you weren't that amazing and that powerful. Trust me, okay? You would have clicked the back button or clicked another video on the side of YouTube far long ago. So Queen of Swords with the Six of Swords, you're moving beyond the expectations that you had of yourself, your old version of yourself, okay? Or what other people had of you. Like, other people may have expected certain things or ways of being out of you because that's the limited mindset or perception that they had, speaking mainly of family, former coworkers, associates, things like that. And so you yourself took those on. You yourself took those qualities or those expectations of others on for yourself, and then you grew to think that you were that when you weren't. That's what I'm seeing here. And in this period of time, however it's being taught to you, you're being taught to embody more of the real you. And as you embody more of the real you, you learn that you deserve also much more out of life and also out of yourself. That's a big one right there. Out of life and also out of yourself. Okay. So the first message here is remember to know everything that you are. And from knowing everything that you are, learn to expect even more from you to the world. Because once you know everything that you are and you know how amazing you are, you'll also realize how much more you have to provide and to give to the world. Even if it's just yourself, okay? Even if it's just yourself and your heart, okay? This reading is just me. It's just me embodying spirit and giving that to the thing. So you can just be you. You can just literally be, right? And share yourself to the world in some way, and that's enough. Okay. Now find a way to use that and pay your bills. And there are ways to do that, but that's for you to figure out, right? That's the challenge for humanity right now at large, I feel. Yeah, Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. But see, it's not going to be sustainable anymore. Like people may think, you know, and I hate to say it, I hate to call anyone out here, but you may think that if you can just return to the old way of being and be fine. Like let's say, for instance, you had a job before, or you were a grocery clerk. I don't know why Spirit has given me that example. Maybe someone watching is a grocery clerk and they absolutely hate it. Nothing against grocery clerks, by the way. Okay. In fact, I love talking to the grocery clerks, and sometimes I'll even help them fill the bags up, and I'll make jokes with them, and they're great times. But anyways, let's say someone watching is a grocery clerk. Please comment below if you are a grocery clerk, by the way. This is going to be an inside joke. We'll make it the #1 like comment. I am a grocery clerk. People watching this will pop on and be like, what the heck is this video about? Anyways, this cracks me up. Let's say someone watching this video is a grocery clerk. They absolutely hate it. And then they quit that and they started doing their purpose or their mission. They were not really, they were finding some success, but it didn't seem sustainable or was a little risky. And they said, no problem. I can go back and I can be a grocery clerk. And it's like, if they were to do that, right? Some of you have had this experience with maybe former jobs or employers. Each time they go back to that, which they've already left for a certain reason, they realize even more so how much they hate it. They suffer even more every single time. Like the suffering compounds upon itself until they literally can't take it anymore and they just explode. And slowly over time, they realize I can't go back to that. I can't go back to my old job, way of being. I have to find something new. Okay. So the message here is, if you think you can go back to something you left or something that you is not okay with your soul, like your soul is just like, I can't do this, try it, right? But just know eventually you're going to have to move forward into the next step, okay? And the whole point of this message was it's okay, and it's also time to come to an acceptance of that. Okay. Some of you who maybe have been needing to move on from a job or a former way of making money, right? Yes, I'm sure it provides a certain purpose, but if it's making your soul feel horrible and totally out of alignment with you on a daily basis, it's time for a change. The only thing that's keeping you from that, most likely, is that you might not believe it's possible, right? You might say, it's not possible to do my spiritual mission and make money enough to survive, right? Well, hello, hi, hi, hello. Yes, it is. Okay. And, I'm sure we'll be doing some live streams eventually, but no, I mean, it's 100% possible. Okay. It's just a limiting belief that you and many others might have. Okay. I don't mean to call you guys out, but this is a friendly, loving message that it is possible. Okay. Anyway, so don't try to go back to something that you felt innately, and every time you go back, you feel innately is wrong. Okay. All right. And again, I'm talking about jobs specifically. I'm not specifically talking about relationships, but if that is a relationship too, yes. But for most of you, I don't feel that's going to apply. So don't take that, literally. Okay, middle of the spread, King of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so Spirit wants to tell you something very special. If you're watching this reading, you might. The funny thing is, your biggest fear might be finances. Like you might have a fear of how am I going to make that happen, or is that possible? But the craziest thing about this is if you're watching this, you will make more money in your spiritual mission than you ever could have made in your prior like safe, secure career job. Like, just saying, if you felt you needed to make a shift into your soul purpose and find a way to make money from that, like you are destined a lot of money. So much money. I'm getting like you're gonna have people coming to you asking like, what did you do? Like, what are you? You know, like they're gonna be shocked. Shocked is the word. You're also gonna have a lot of people just like giving you so much respect and love. I know that's not. I'm not saying that in a like. That shouldn't be your goal. I know that's not your goal. Like your goal shouldn't be, yeah, I'm gonna become wealthy, right? That's the word, wealthy, or successful in my sole purpose to gain people's respect. Like, I'm not saying that, but that is what's going to happen here. Okay. You're going to receive love. And if you're interested in relationship, you're going to receive love and or relationship through that. Okay. Okay. Here's a very important message. Not because that's required for the other person to be with you. Okay, it's a very important message for some of you. You're going to gain true love, someone's heart here, okay, and or the relationship of your dreams as you become successful in your career or your spiritual business, or as you become wealthy through that. You're going to gain that because of the confidence and respect that you yourself gain for you. Okay, let that sink in for a second. I feel like maybe some of you might have a fear, right? Or say like, well, why do I have to be this? Why do I have to be great or fulfill my whole purpose or wealthy to have this to have a relationship or have a person or be truly in love? Like, isn't that superficial, right? That the person of my dreams can't be with me, right? Or is waiting until I achieve that to be with me. And it's not because of that at all, actually. In a very channeled way, it's because your soul is putting that on hold until you have achieved the level of self-respect and self-confidence and self-love that you know you're capable of. And then it's like you allow that into your life. Does that make sense? Like, energetically speaking, you then allow. I wanted to say this again, and if you're in it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, love or not, but you are in the driver's seat in your own life. Like, I know it's hard to see that sometimes. Like, outside circumstances might seem like, oh, someone rejected me, or they left me behind, or they didn't love me, or this or that. And it's like, actually, no, you are the one who's calling the shots. If you're watching this and you're saying, no, in your own life, I need to reach this level of confidence, success, and wealth, because that's what my soul requires to feel worthy of receiving that level of love and appreciation, okay, both from myself and from other people. Very, very interesting and strong and channel message. Wow. Okay, Six of Cups with the Two of Wands. So and here's another thing, you're going to have to divert ways from your family. I told you there's going to be a lot of information in this reading. So again, let it digest for a while. It might take a while. The way I channel, there's so much information so fast. Some people need to take some breaks before they continue. Six of Cups with the Two of Wands, the Three of Cups. You're going to have to divert from your family. That's just, you might already know that. You might be realizing that, but you're going to have to be like full stop away from the direction that your family maybe thinks is right for you, thought was right for you, or their general direction. Okay, you're here, if you're watching this, to be completely different, completely out of the box, completely original. There's no one else like you. Okay, that's a cliche, but I'm serious when I'm saying what you're gonna do and your be for the world is completely original. And so don't blame your family for not knowing how to advise you. It's not their fault. They're just advising you in the best way they could and can, but they don't know what the heck is even possible within you, because you're literally just, I'm seeing your family here and you're out over here. Like, you're a completely different being energetically in every way. So stop trying to conform to that. Like, if your mom or dad says you should do that and do it this way and go for that, like, great, love that, but that's not you. Okay? It's completely not you. You're I can't emphasize enough, like, stop trying to conform to their standards. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to lower or change yourself to meet what they think is best, because God bless them, but they just don't know, right? They don't know who and what you are, really. Six of Pentacles, the Fool. I know that may sound harsh, but that's coming through strongly for you watching. Okay, Six of Pentacles with the Fool. Final outcome here is the Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. I'm going to draw two more. I've been drawing 5 on the final outcome here. There has to be equal give and take. So you have experienced careers, or in your past, your past career specifically when it comes to money, okay, and effort. There's been a huge imbalance in that particular work-related relationship, okay? Meaning you've been in workplaces where you gave so much effort, so much of your time, so much of your energy, so much of your self, and you received way less, okay, in return. Whether that's self-growth / validation. I mean, yeah, you receive a lot of self-growth, but you receive self-growth by going through a lesson. Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying more like monetarily, you weren't paid nearly enough for the hours and the effort you put in. The investment, generally speaking, that the company or association gave back to you, maybe even the appreciation, the recognition, the levels of advancement opportunity were probably shut off for you at some point, or you were just put off to the wayside, okay? This is where you're coming from or what you've experienced. And I say that to say you went through that for a reason, so that you could say, enough's enough, I deserve more. So there's no job I can find that's going to give me that. I'm going to have to create something on my own, right? I.e., in plain speak, the only way you're going to be in a Six of Pentacles relationship with your career life, okay, with your work and career life and money and your fulfillment, is by your own business, your own thing, okay? I'm just giving you the message. I'm just saying. Take it from someone, both, yes, who's channeling this message, but also who's been through this too, already been through this, okay? What's coming through. Spirit will often use my experiences as a distant jumping point, right? So as I'm channeling this for you, whoever's watching this, I can also say, oh yeah, no, I've been through that lesson, right? Even though, again, I'm not saying this because of my experience. It's channeled for you specifically, but Spirit has taken me through what I'm channeling already before I could channel, so I can relate to you. Okay. That's a message for someone too who's wondering about what their purpose is. So if you're wondering what your purpose is, take a look at what you've gone through. Bring it into a business. Okay. At some point, by the way, and this has just been on my mind, I'm a coach, so I've been coaching for 2.5 years now, continuously. I took a break. My coaching services are down, but I'm thinking about bringing back spiritual business coaching. So if you're interested in spiritual business coaching, shoot me a comment. Say in a comment below if you want a course on that, or you're interested in services on that. I'd be curious to know how many of you are interested in that. Okay. So you're coming to know or realize that the only way you're going to be able to receive an equal give and take in the relationship with your work, career, or money life is if you have your own way of doing things, your own business, right? There's no other way but this. The Fool card comes out, okay? Once you are willing to take that trust fall in yourself and for yourself, leap of faith for and within yourself, magic happens, okay? Now, I'm being guided to say one thing very specifically here. It's about this last little jumble of cards in the final outcome area. You will have to turn people down to do this, okay? You will have to turn down certain maybe bosses, I'm hearing, job opportunities, former associates who want you to work with or for them, that take up your time, opportunities that are not really aligned with you, maybe even LinkedIn opportunities it could be. You're going to have to say no, okay? In order to be aligned with you and your purpose and where you're going, you're going to have to say no to and for those opportunities. It's just part of it. You may already know as I'm saying or channeling this which ones to say no to. Trust in that, okay? And after that, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. You might have to sit a little bit in the unknown, a little bit of the fear of the unknown. Because Star card is not in Nine of Wands here, and I get this feeling of it's like you have to say no first to certain opportunities. Could be people, bosses, things coming in. Eight of Wands, right? I feel like things might come in as an opportunity. You're gonna have to actually say no to it. Funny enough, because okay, let me just back up, slow down for a second. I'm gonna try. You're gonna have this realization we're talking about. Realize your self-worth. Step into that self-worth. Okay. As soon as that happens, then opportunities are going to come in that are not aligned with that are lower, right? But they're tempting because they're kind of guaranteed or secure, and you might not have anything entirely yet guaranteed or secure, okay? And you're going to have to say no to that regardless. That's what I'm just getting for a lot of you watching. Nine of Wands with the Star, and then you might be in this period of the unknown of kind of, okay, like now I've said no to my safety net, am I going to make this happen, or am I going to receive the money needed to be able to successfully step into my purpose? So if you're watching this, yes, you will be tested with that at some point. Remember this message, okay? Remember these words, because God is going to test you with that to see and make sure you've learned your lesson around not being a grocery clerk. Again, no hate to grocery clerks. I love them. But I don't know why that was an analogy. That there's someone who's a grocery clerk watching this that really is like a spiritual like god or goddess and is here to do a lot of really powerful things. So yeah, if you are a grocery clerk or you were a grocery clerk, please let us know. We are dying to know. Seven of Wands with the Page of Pentacles. Hey, man, I'll do 5 total here again. Seven of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Stop being apologetic about your desires and how much money you want. Okay. One thing I can tell you, channeled here and also practically as a spiritual business coach, you don't have to be ashamed. Okay. I'm laughing because it's you don't have to be ashamed at asking for money. Okay. i.e., if you're doing it right, this is the only way I advocate being a spiritual coach or whatever your business you want. The people who pay you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, or maybe you get a lot of people to pay you a little bit, it's okay. The amount you provide to them should be 10x. Literally, I mean that literally. 10x. They should feel it's 10x worth what they paid you. Okay? I don't care if they're paying you $5,000 for an hour. Okay? You and they should feel like they are receiving 10x, like you just completely changed their life, changed their perspective. Okay? Now you might say, what the heck? Like, how do I do that? Or I'm not capable of doing that. Like, no wonder why I can't charge people. Look, everyone has something, even if they don't want to do it, or be it they have something where people can have that experience because of them. Everyone has something, okay? You might know what that is. You might not know what that is. Find what that is. Find where you are so powerful and so naturally gifted at that thing that people will literally want to pay you thousands more money than you even require to survive because of your service. Okay? That is the way that I coach and I help people look at what they're here to do. Is what is that thing? Do that thing. Okay? Even if your ego's against it or you're not, it's uncomfortable or blah, blah, blah. That's what you're here to do. Okay? Excuse me. So stop being apologetic. Some of you guys are fighting that. Or some of you guys are charging like, I don't know, I hate to say it, like $50 an hour for an hour of your time, and you're personally there serving it, or $75, maybe $100. Look, if you're going to do this for a living, you got to charge enough to pay your bills. Okay? So find out what that is, charge more than enough. And then just one little side note, I promise we'll move on with this reading, but this is just advice for anyone wanting to do this, is like, once you find what your price is, okay, no matter what that is, then it becomes about raising your confidence, really, in giving a service at that price that would be 5 to 10x, and preferably 10x more valuable than that price, okay? All right. And whatever you need to do that, find that thing. Oftentimes, that will be giving away free stuff, giving away free versions of your gift, of your services, of your video, whatever that is for you, with family or friends or live on social medias. But you have to find some way to gain validation. The way I did that was on YouTube, right? You guys can go look at this channel and go back all the way, and the readings at the first start are terrible. But slowly as it continued on, a lot of people started saying, wow, this is really good. This is really aligned with my situation. How did you know? And so it gave me confidence, right? Even when I wasn't making enough to live, it gave me confidence. Okay. So find that way for you. 7 of Cups with the 3 of Swords. Let go. This will be the last piece of advice, because this is Spirit saying like this is a lot for one dosage. So just, okay. So take some time. So there'll be more videos and stuff like this if you guys want to subscribe. Let go of the past hurt that you've experienced, both in your jobs and money. Okay, so like if you've tried to make money in jobs and it hurts you, because it's more so actually like when you tried to give your best. Okay, so I want you to think of a time where in your past, this could be at a job, or maybe you tried to start your own business and you failed, right? Many of you have that, where you gave your entire heart and soul to a company and they just completely like threw you to the wayside, or laid you off, or fired you, or cut your pay, or something like that. Or you started a business and no one wanted to do it, or it just failed and you had to go back to your parents' house for a while. I had to do that, by the way, multiple times. Thank goodness not anymore. They'd be sick of me for sure. But let that go. Okay. So I'm going to give you the reason you can let it go, because some of you guys might say, why should I let it go? But that's still, that was not you. It's a channel message for you. That 3333 on the timing right now, by the way. That was not either a business or a job that was truly for you. Okay. Therefore, those services or that way of being was not, because it was not authentically tied to you, and there wasn't time, okay, for you to have your success. It didn't go well. And it didn't go well to teach a lesson. And that lesson was around both, they're saying the experience of doing something, what happens when you do something full on that's not really authentically for you, okay? And learning to differentiate that experience from doing something full on that you really do love and really enjoy. And that is now what's ahead of you, okay? That's why you can let go of whatever that experience was for you in the past. This will be the final piece of advice. I feel I've finished the reading. You can see my voice is softened, so the information's about done. But there's one final piece of advice if you're watching this reading. Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. Don't give up on your inner child's dream. Okay, meaning when you were a child, there was something that you would have loved to do and loved to be and loved to experience, don't give up on that. Don't give up. Don't lie to yourself. All right. And say that that is not allowed or impractical or stupid or right. Don't say that to yourself. Whatever you wanted to do and be, and maybe you wanted to change the world. Maybe you wanted to be a mom or a wife or a husband or a dad, or maybe you just wanted to, maybe you want to be president of the United States someday. I don't know. Don't look down on that. Okay. Even if you don't end up being president, okay, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Don't look down on that, and don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt that that's a real thing. Okay. You never know. And part of this process that will unfold for your spiritual business or your spiritual career, your purpose, involves you letting your inner child once again believe, yourself believe, okay, that you can do whatever you want, that all things are a possibility if you put in enough time and dedication to those things, okay? So it doesn't mean you have to go be an astronaut, okay? My inner child at one point wanted to be an astronaut and a pilot. Doesn't mean that I have to go be an astronaut or a pilot. It just means that if I really wanted to, I could. And I do feel that, actually. I'm like, if I really wanted to be a pilot, I could do that right now and go be it. I don't want to put in all that time and effort, right? But the point is, my inner child is free to say, yeah, like all things are a possibility if I desire it. Okay? And that's probably going to be the name of this reading. All things are a possibility if I desire it. Yeah? So the world is your oyster. Your future is yours to take on. I hope you leave this reading inspired. I hope this tower on the bottom of the deck leaves you in significant, positively oriented shock or change to go take care of your dreams. Leave your grocery clerk a tip after this video. Please, they deserve it. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for your patience as well. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. Those of you who are my current subscribers, just know I have some really, really cool and exciting things in the wait. Live streams might make a huge comeback. So yes, I'm not committing just yet, but I'm close. Okay. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed this content. It does help me out a lot. And please leave us a comment in the comment boxes below. Okay, and let me know what else you'd like to see moving forward on this channel. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to kind of move forward with this, and I think there's a lot more to come. So thanks so much again for your patience. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye for now.